So we're continuing on our tour of the Baviaans today, and I think we're sleeping at a guest farm called Spun or something later.
Yeah.
But the big thing today is we are going to have beautiful views, because coming in it was raining and misty, so we couldn't really see the beautiful views. So I'm looking forward to that today.
Our destination today is somewhere called Spun Guest Farm. Looks like a very nice little campsite, also surrounded by the mountains, so we should get there kind of late afternoon, just enough time to set up and have a little sundown, and we should go down over the mountains.
The Ironvan couldn't wait to see more of the eastern Baviaanskloof, and neither could we. We were especially looking forward to the small river crossings you find on this road, and the Baviaans with its 7 different biomes was truly showing its beauty after the rains. The terrain soon started getting more mountainous and even more beautiful. Ecologically, it is one of the most diverse places on the planet, and one of the last true remaining wilderness areas in the country. There is only one road through the Baviaanskloof, and it consists of numerous passes varying in difficulty and gradient. The passes on the eastern side of the reserve are definitely a bit tamer, with the western section of the park being the more difficult drive. Some of the passes have sharp turns and the road is quite narrow, which can make passing oncoming traffic a tad tricky. Although the Baviaanskloof can be driven with a 4x2 with good ground clearance in the dry season, a 4x4 is highly recommended.
Check this out.
Woo! The single road through this area means that the rest of the mega reserve stays in pristine condition.
It's like beautiful in every direction.
What do you think of the plants here? Because Alti is a big plant head.
Well, I love the variety and the most beautiful flowers. Like every little plant is flowering some kind of a little flower. It's too beautiful. Because you can look out into the horizon and you've got these beautiful views, but then if you zoom in and you look at all the little things, they're also beautiful.
Yeah.
So we passed the Sewefontein campsite, or signs on the road, and we were here when we did the trip last time. So we said we must pull in here and do lunch, because there's a cool spot under the trees here.
So on today's menu, some nice fresh chutney, and on the side cracker bread and a bit of cheese.
On our previous visit, we discovered a special place around the corner that we just couldn't miss. The Sewefontein fig forest. This forest is named after the 7 natural springs in the area, and some of these fig trees are hundreds of years old.
Hey, I heard you want to leave this place where we grew up. This old town, just put it all behind. Remember you and I would always find somewhere to hide when we were kids, so we could see and hear the water run. The river's gonna cry when you're gone.
The Sewefontein Community Farm is a community tourism development collectively owned by 75 shareholders, and you can always find local guide Patrick Reiters under these trees. Patrick's passion for this place is as clear as day.
Baie dankie, wonderlike besoek vandag by Patrick Reiters, die toergids van Sewefontein. Ek waardeer dit, ek is so bly die lockdown het julle weggejaag na Patrick toe. Hier staan ons binne in die Woutervybos. Van hierdie bome is meer as 500 jaar oud. Baie goeie kenmerk van die boom, baie lief vir water. Die kry hom by fonteine, ook binne riviere. 150 meter kry ons die tweede fontein, wat hulle noem die Witfontein, waar die water so uitborrel. Sewefontein, ongelooflik, baie bekend vir sy eindelose water. Kom ons stap hierdie 150 meter, dan kyk ons wat is hier in die binnekant. Volg my. Hulle sê ook, dames en heren, wanneer jy onder 'n Woutervyboom stap, dan is jy in wanhoop en in worstelstryd. Maar as jy die geklank van 'n voël hoor en 'n gesuis van 'n waterstroom, sê God, ek is in beheer van alles. Ook die Woutervyboom in al sy pragt gee die waarskuwing, wanneer die vyeboom bot, wees verseker, die somer is hier.
One of the ancient trees has fallen over since our last visit, but Patrick explains that the tree isn't dead.
Hierdie boom het die 20ste Oktober omgeval.
nee.
My hart is seer, maar nietemin, ek weet, waar die vyeboom lê en sy wortels kry water, gooi die Woutervyboom aaneen. Geen einde aan sy groeiproses nie.
Patrick tells tales of his youth growing up in the area and shares some of the history of the Baviaanskloof. His stories are seriously captivating.
Hier is alle jong mense. Ek het gesê ek is vandag 48 jaar oud. En al die jare van 48 jaar is ek hier in die Baviaanskloof. En my asem is nie meer soos julle asem. Wat beteken 48 jaar? Het ek berg opgehardloop en berg op. Ons het ons jeugjare hier deurgebring. So, ek weet nie, as die Here se wil is, weet ek nie wat gaan gebeur as ek uit Sewefontein toerisme gaan uittreed nie.
I heard you want to leave this place where we grew up. This old town, just leave it all behind. The river's gonna cry when you're gone.
Part of the tour is a visit to an artesian borehole.
So Patrick, our guide, is such a character. But we're going to see the water come out underneath the ground. And I'm very excited because it's a hot day and I'm in need of good, clean, cold water. And it just comes out at a rapid pace. So I'm going to stick my head in there. Welcome back.
An artesian well is one that has been drilled into an aquifer, where the pressure within the aquifer forces the groundwater to rise above the surface naturally, without using a pump. This borehole was drilled in 1939. It's 110 meters deep, and 49,000 liters of fresh water has flowed out of it every single hour since. We filled up all the containers we had with the fresh, sweet elixir of life.
We got back on the road and it was turning out to be a nice cool afternoon, as you can see on the Ironvan's dash. Few and far between, there are beautiful little Curio shops in the Baviaans. They have great souvenirs and tasty treats, usually all homemade, and it's always worth a stop to stretch the legs. This one is called the Baviaans Craft Shop. And of course, there were people who cycled for days to just get a glimpse of the famous Ironvan. We've just arrived at our campsite at Spun and it is beautiful. It's been a long day and it's still about 38 degrees, but the people from the farm say if that sun goes down behind the mountain it gets quite cold, so we have to go swim now. There's a foofy slide at the campsite. It goes down like this. I'm going to try and do it with both hands first and then see if I can get a shot with the GoPro. This campsite is truly special. The dogs are friendly, it's in a really breathtaking setting, and the bird life is magnificent.
We do offer catering on all of our tours. We have dinner on our adventure tours and breakfast and dinner on our prestige tours, which is great for our clients over here because, you know, we drive all day, get to camp set up, and then they don't have to worry about cooking and getting a fire going. That's all taken care of for them. We normally have a chef with us, Master P, but on this particular trip it's myself in the apron. But yeah, what a beautiful place to cook in. This 8-Spun campsite when we arrived today was a really nice surprise. Beautiful facilities, nice grass to camp on, which you don't get too often. And if you just look around, I mean, there's lights, these cliffs, really spectacular place.
The next morning we decided to do one of the 8-Spun hiking trails just before we had to leave the Baviaans for good, and we had an outstanding tour guide, Blackie. This trail into the gorge just had us absolutely amazed at its beauty. It's astonishing to think that this gorge was cut into the mountains by nothing but a stream of water and time. Even more so to realize that the vast Baviaanskloof was carved out by the river flowing through it. Water truly is the architect of the landscape and the giver of life, and it is wondrous to behold.
This is an absolute magical wonderland. I think we walked for about 10 minutes and look at this beautiful place. I'm sure there are fairies that live in here. Hello! Wow, it's magic.
And as a fine drizzle came down to wish us farewell, we knew that we haven't had enough, and that we would definitely be back to experience the magic this place has to offer again.